Ladies and gentlemen, good day and welcome to the High-Tech Pipes Limited conference call. We have with us today Mr. Anish Bansal, Whole-Time Director, and Mr. Arvind Bansal, CFO. As a reminder, all participant lines will be in the listen-only mode. There will be an opportunity for you to ask questions after the presentation concludes. Should you need assistance during the conference, please signal an operator by pressing star and then 0 on your touchtone telephone. Please note that this conference is being recorded. I now hand the conference over to Mr. Anish Bansal, Whole-Time Director of the company. Thank you, and over to you, sir.
Good morning and welcome everyone for our Q2 FY22 earnings conference call. I hope each of you and your families can remain safe and healthy. I'm joined on the call by Mr. Arvind Bansal, CFO of the company. I hope everyone has had a chance to go through our results and updated investor presentation uploaded on the exchange. We are delighted to report strong growth in our revenues and profitability in Q2 FY22 on year-on-year basis. This was primarily led by strong volume growth of value-added products, better realization, and part inventory gain from increase in raw material prices. Despite the challenging environment in H1 and Q2, we have been able to increase our operating profit and profitability, led by higher realizations and better operational efficiencies and higher sale of value-added products. Sales realization has improved considerably on year-on-year basis, primarily led by increase of steel prices. Moreover, our share of value-added products has increased to 23% during the quarter as compared to 15% last year, which has helped significantly in improving the sales realization. Our EBITDA on per ton basis has improved by 68% to rupees 3,742 rupees per ton in Q2 FY22 as compared to rupees 2,224 per ton in Q1 FY21. Though the raw material prices have increased on year-on basis, we have been able to improve our operational efficiencies, which has benefited us in the margin improvement. The company is delighted to inform that the commercial production of continuous galvanizing line has started at Secunderabad facility. This value-added product is of superior quality and is available in multiple sizes as per customer's requirement. With the high durability, the product finds applications in industrial roofing, warehousing, construction, furniture, white goods, and household rooftops. The launch of this product will enable the company to penetrate in the Indian roofing industry and expected to contribute to the company's top line meaningfully in the coming period. The board also takes great pleasure to inform that the company has received in-principle approval from BSE Limited to list its share on the main board of Bombay Stock Exchange. Now the shares of the company will be listed on both the recognized stock exchanges of India, NSE and BSE. Our target is to reach 1 million ton capacity from the current capacity of 5.8 lakh tons. However, our focus remains on improving the capacity utilization and increasing the share of value-added products. To sum it up, we at High-Tech Pipes remain very positive on India's structural growth going ahead. We remain committed to increase our capacity from 5.8 lakh tons to 1 million ton. We believe that we will see considerable growth in our sales volume this year and going ahead. With the improvement in operating margins led by various factors, we expect increase in our profitability in the coming period, which would further strengthen our balance sheet. I will now hand over the call to Mr. Arvind Bansal, our CFO, to take you through the financial results for the quarter ended September 30th, 2021.
Good morning, everyone. I will take you through the financial results of Q2 FY22 and H1 FY22. Our revenue from operations for the quarter grew by 21% on year-on-year basis to rupees 460 crore, as against 382 crores in Q2 FY21. The revenue growth was primarily driven by significant increase in our sales volume of value-added products and higher realizations. Our EBITDA for the quarter increased by 27% on year-on-year basis to rupees 24 crore as against 19 crore in Q2 FY21. Our PAT increased significantly and stood at rupees 10 crore as against 6.5 crore in Q2 FY21. Current ratio has improved from 1.37x in FY21 to 1.43x in H1 FY22. Interest coverage has improved from 1.96x in FY21 to 2.68x in H1 FY22. Debt equity ratio has improved from 1.45 times in FY21 to 1.34 times in H1 FY22. Return on capital employed has improved from 13% in FY21 to 15.5% in H1 FY22. Return on equity has improved from 12% in FY21 to 17.2% in H1 FY22. Net working capital days has improved from 71 days in FY21 to 66 days in H1 FY22. Return on equity has improved from 12% in FY21 to 17.2% in H1 FY22. With this, I would like to open the floor for questions. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now begin the question and answer session. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may press star and one on their touchtone telephone. If you wish to remove yourself from the question queue, you may press star and two. Participants are requested to use handsets while asking a question. Any participant who wishes to ask a question may press star and one. Ladies and gentlemen, we will wait for a moment while the question queue assembles. Any participant who wishes to ask a question may press star and one at this time. Any participant who wishes to ask a question may enter star and one on their touchtone telephone. Ladies and gentlemen, if you wish to ask a question, you may enter star and one. The first question is from the line of Inderjeet Kelkar, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Congrats on the results. I actually had a question on the volume growth. So we have seen a sharp volume decline on a YOY basis around almost 24-25%. What exactly is happening there, and is that the trend, or what do we expect for the full year for the company? Thank you.
Good morning, Mr. Kelkar.
Yeah.
So in Q2, we have in last year Q2 we had a lot of pent-up demand. So there was a sudden demand spike in last year, but that was despite the monsoon. But this year, we have seen the monsoon playing a very, very important impact on the final demand on the project side, because a lot of the orders we have in hand are from the projects, and they have postponed the purchases, after the monsoon. So from October onwards, we are seeing, the demand which was impacted because of the monsoon has come back to its maximum now starting from October. And also in Q2, the company had significant export orders, but the orders could not be, executed because of the logistic issues. But now, from this month, even the logistic issues they are coming back to normal, and we are expecting back to our original volumes from Q3.
Okay. So, does the steel price hike does that also affect the volumes in some way?
So basically, when the steel prices are going up, so the demand from the final consumer, I mean the projects. So they try to postpone the purchases because even there when they are doing contracts with the government, so they are on a fixed price basis. So once the steel prices go up, so they will try to renegotiate with the final final authorities, and that takes time. So, but now everybody has realized that these steel prices will remain high for the rest of the financial year. So they will have to go ahead and go for the procurement.
Got it. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Before we take our next question, we would like to remind participants to ask a question. You may enter star and 1. Our next question is from the line of Piyush Jain, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi sir. Sir, a question again on the volumes front. So what is our expectations for the year? How much volume do you expect to do in the second half? Hello?
Good morning, Piyush ji.
Yeah, good morning, Anish.
So Piyush, for the rest of H2, the company what the internal target is to do a volume of in excess of 1,60,000 tons for the remaining H1, remaining H2. So from October onwards, and with the commissioning of our new galvanizing line, that will also increase the volumes. Because for pre-galvanized tubes, the company was dependent on procurement of galvanized coils from the primary players. But now with having its own galvanizing line facility, this will significantly improve our volumes.
Okay. And in the present margins front, which is 3,600 for the quarter, is there an impact, or you expect to maintain these similar per ton margins, EBITDA per ton for the second half as well? Or do you expect it to change significantly in the second half because of the galvanizing line volumes improving?
Yes, but on a blended level and on a full year average, I think 3,400 rupees is what the company is safely expecting to achieve for the coming 2 quarters.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Any participant who wishes to ask a question may enter star and 1. Our next question is from the line of Mahesh Vajay, an individual investor. Please go ahead.
Yeah. Hi Anish, good numbers, congrats.
Good morning, Mahesh. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Okay, so I heard some murmur, the industry talk that because the prices have gone up, the Patra guys have become a bit more competitive. Have you seen any such development?
So Mahesh, Patra has been there, in India for last many years. And they have their own market, that is, because this Patra is made from scrap. It is a recycled material, and it is not BIS certified. The pipes made from Patra are not BIS certified. So that finds a very, limited market for. Right now, because the spread, the gap between primary and secondary steel is big. So these these companies are active now. But over the long run, I think, as we have seen historically, this gap does not remain long. The gap is not too much for a long time.
Okay. But has it impacted this quarter? Meaning our volume growth, as earlier guys also asked, our volume growth has been subdued. So has there been any impact from Patra?
I would say there was some impact, but to a limited level, and in some geographies.
Okay. And our galvanization, now that the commercial production has started, approximately how much will be consumed in house?
Sir, we are expecting 50% consumption to be in-house and 50% for the roofing market initially.
Okay. So basically, when you say roofing market, the guy who is buying it is just making a corrugated sheet out of it or color coating it. What is he doing? What value add is being done by the guy who is buying it from us?
They will be the distributors and they will be the profilers. So profilers, they they will make it tailor-made to the final consumer, like in terms of the length of the sheet, the the color of the sheet, the design, the profile design of the sheet.
Okay.
So they will do the various customizations on our supplied color-coated coils.
Okay. And you said something about second half volumes. I didn't get it actually. You said some number which I couldn't hear to an earlier question.
160,000 tons.
160,000. Okay, fine. One last thing. So what is the kind of capex for rest of the financial year in terms of amount?
Most of the capex, including for the color coating line, has already been incurred as of 30th September 2021. So going forward, we see a very limited capex for the rest of the financial year.
Okay.
Most of the capex has been captured as of September 30th.
Okay. Thanks a lot, and all the best.
Thank you. A reminder to our participants, if you wish to ask a question, you may enter star and 1. Anyone who has a question may enter star and 1 on the touchtone telephone. Ladies and gentlemen, to ask a question, please press star and 1 now. Anyone who wishes to ask a question may enter star and 1. Our next question is from the line of Anish Jobalia from Banyan Capital. Please go ahead.
Yeah, hi. Good morning to the management team. Thank you for this opportunity to speak. I just was looking at some of the volumes that guidance that you had shared in the past. So you were saying that operate at nearly 60% utilization, which meant close to 3.5 lakh tons. This was say a couple of quarters before. So now, if we were to look at your numbers that you are expecting in H2, so probably we might be short of say 50,000 tons probably. So I just want to understand, sir, from you, what has changed dramatically, or for us to have a lower volume expectation versus earlier. It would be really good to know your thoughts, sir.
Yes, good morning, Mr. Anish. So basically, in H1, our the volumes had been lower because of the COVID-led restrictions and lockdowns. But from H2, we are back to our normal capacity utilization. And there were from the export front, as I mentioned earlier, there is a huge logistics issue that is going on, the availability of containers. So that is also a major contributor of that. But now the things are back to streamline. Even the monsoons are over, and the company has commissioned its galvanized line. So with this, we are expecting a strong volume growth. But we are a little bit conservative in doing a forecast. So we are only giving a very like safe and conservative
number. Okay. And how do you see the industry also? Do you think is going to be buoyant in H2? We are also expecting very good numbers of volumes, as you mentioned, back to normal. So overall, how is the industry doing? Is it also equally doing well, or we are kind of gaining market share to be able to do well going forward in industry?
So in H2, we are seeing the projects which were held because of monsoon and the rising prices. They are getting streamlined now. The demand from the Jal Shakti ministry is quite big, and in H2 there is a huge capex outlay planned for Jal Shakti by Jal Shakti ministry. And along with that, the infrastructure deployment that will help significantly in improving the total volumes for the company.
And sir, one question is around your definition of value-added products. So, do you look at this from EBITDA per ton perspective, contribution from the various products? So, what is your definition of value? How much is the minimum that one needs to do to be able to, call it as a value-added product?
So yeah, value-added product, means like higher EBITDA per ton.
Right.
Anywhere, EBITDA where it is higher than 3,000 to 3,200 rupees per ton will be considered as value-added product.
Sorry, so you meant 3,000, right? Anything which is more than 3,000.
3,000 to 3,200, yes.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you, sir, for this opportunity to speak to you. All the very best.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone who has a question may enter star and 1 on your touchtone telephone. Ladies and gentlemen, if you wish to ask a question, you may enter star and 1. As there are no further questions from the participants, I would now like to hand the conference over to Mr. Anish Bansal for closing comments. Over to you, sir.
I take this opportunity to thank everyone for joining on the call. I hope we have been able to address all your queries. For any further information, kindly get in touch with us for any further query.
Thank you very much. On behalf of Hi-Tech Pipes Limited, that concludes this conference. Thank you for joining us, and you may now disconnect your lines.